can do it. There. Satori can. Ba-da-ba. It's Satori can. Ba-da-ba. Good morning, everyone. It's morning in Hawaii Standard Time. And I am broadcasting from a state of PTSD dysregulation. Which looks like this. Which looks the same as it does. You wouldn't probably be able to tell if you didn't really know. But it's a state of like zombie like kind of listlessness, and every little task is like extremely tiring. Like not tiring in a fibromyalgia sort of way, but like just like overwhelming. And like I never feel this way, so I have figured that it is like a state of depression. So the cycles of dysregulation are extreme anxiety, and then depression, and then a physical sort of a physical effect. Like I fell on my butt a couple times really hard last week. Sort of like I really wanted to actually literally get my ass kicked by roller skating. So it wasn't, I'm always trying to get up and keep going because I started roller skating because my dog needed to run, needed to get out, and I wasn't really able to run. I did try to jog a little bit when we first started, but then I don't really love jogging. And she kind of needs to be walked all the time. Like, she's a really high energy dog, and that is part of her service to me, is that, like, for high functioning mobile people, you need someone who, actually will put you on a schedule. So dogs, most animals, they run on schedule, like the military. So it's really good for people who are in the military with PTSD to have animals or dogs as a service dog, because it's like it will remind you of being in the military, I think. I have never served in the military, but I'm guessing that this is... You get to watch my dog. I'm going to turn the camera off while she cleans herself, because we don't want to watch that. Hold on. We want to give that moment. I don't think she understands what's being filmed. Which leads me to the topic of consent. We have a new kitten, which is awesome. But kitten is sleeping right now, and so I don't want to drag him out. We've been raising a rescue kitten that I found in the parking lot. I was doing community service, and I think that it was in a tree, like hiding in a tree, which would give it some shade, because there's no shade in that parking lot. It was like all sun. And I called it Tycho because he was loud and he's fast. He's like a little zombie. He's like, and that's his survival. He's a survivor. He would have been a feral, or maybe dead. I thought he was older than he was, but really he's now 4 weeks, I think. He's now 4 weeks. I think when I found him, he was 2 weeks old. So dysregulation means that, you look normal, but you're not doing normal things. I've gotten to the point where, I can shower and, feed myself and stuff, but I can't work. I feel really, tender, right? interacting with more than my animals is difficult. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's like I have a bad memory, and my executive functioning, my left brain functioning makes me kind of slow, right? So, but I'm really intelligent, so it's really hard to. And then I have this childhood trauma stuff where it's like just certain stuff. That's why I'm using the dog, because she's sad. Why are you sad? Because you're not being filmed. Let's see if that was a problem. Why are you sad? Where is the camera? You want to be filmed? She was whining just then, did you hear? I bought her this like French braid, which looks like a little, looks like a French bread. Eat your French bread. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She likes baguettes. But I picked up that from this online teacher around service dogs, because you need to have a big chew toy like such if you want them to settle in a place without getting bored, such as like we're gonna take our first airplane ride to Seattle, which is a 5-hour ride during the day, and she's been able to take the bus with me for 2 hours, but 5 hours is quite a long time. And she is someone who, like, yeah, she gets antsy on the bus. But she can make it for 2 or 3 hours on the bus, so this will be our first airplane ride. But she is over a year old. She will have her rabies shot. We have practice in airport environments, in the Honolulu airport environment. I haven't had the money to practice like taking off and landing. This Servicedog and Me program that has free online courses, I've gotten a lot of structure from them. So I'm going to take that off now and share with you. This is basically the task of training your dog to be a service dog. So I'm gonna turn off that. This is what I am talking about today. Let's see, let me see if it's big enough. Window capture. Okay, so you have a brain disability, like PTSD makes you not have the best executive functioning, or, you know, certain basic things like getting to work can be very difficult. Paying taxes, applying for unemployment, you know, getting to certain things on your to-do list because of some of the stuff that might happen as a result of the stories that are related to whatever's in that to-do list. And so if you think about all of your triggers and all of your issues that you have, right, that you would have to be a service dog handler who has the privilege of public access, like who has the privilege of not paying for your dog on an airline flight where everybody else's pet has to pay, right? So you're getting a privilege. It's a privilege to have your dog help your disability. And if you understand that it's a privilege to have your dog help your disability, then you would act like an elite team member, right? Like people who are in elite military, they're like Navy SEALs. They feel like it's a privilege to serve in that way. So like martial artists, they act that way. So it changes you to the alpha program that you need to begin running in your brain. So service dog training is a great alpha program for you to run in your brain, while it normally would be focusing on fear, failure. Your old program is rejection, failure, you're a loser, criticism, self-limiting beliefs, self-harm, drugs, why you can't do it. And then that's the 4 circles. But while you are training your dog, or you have your dog with you, you're always training, like it never stops. Like you are focused when you have your dog in public with you. I am anyway. I have 2 tasks. I have to, and for some reason it's like, the more I have to deal with, the better. So it's not just this, my service dog in me has, but I would even within public access training, there is like advocacy, right? So there's advocacy, which is you being able to confidently stick up for your dog in situations that could be harmful to your dog, like harmful people who want to poke at your dog. I've had children hit my dog, I've had pet owners or maybe mentally ill dog owners want to come and, play our dogs inside the retail store. So that's a harm to your dog. That's the main complaint that service dog owners have. It's like we're really focused, so focused when we're doing our whatever we're doing, shopping or flying in the air. Like if I have to fly in the air to Seattle with my dog, it helps me to focus on this dog parenting task, which is constant. But then, I sprained my finger over the weekend. I think that's what caused this dysregulation and depression, that I kind of feel that I failed her because, I didn't really, have an exit plan for... I don't. I just fall. If I fall in the streets, then I hope that my dog will stay near me. I haven't trained for her to stand over my pain, my injured body. I haven't done anything like that. So that would be useful to train on that. But you kind of just take things one day at a time, I'm trying to get us to Seattle by October 15th, and that means that you have to certify that she is task trained and obedience trained. And she's going to wear a diaper for the first time and be on a long air flight during the day for 5 hours, This is our first time doing this as a team. So every setting needs to be practiced multiple times in order to proof it, right? You just need to practice it. And practicing it is simply riding the bus. Sitting there waiting for an Uber. So we got rejected from our first public access thing. An Uber driver, just to sit there and be confident in your rights and know the laws really well so you can recite them so people can't gaslight you, because if you're an abuse survivor, you've most likely been gaslit most of your life. So you've got to understand, that's also the task, is that the dog is helping you work on your codependence. So how can you be disabled but not codependent is really the task that my dog is helping me with. So having the confidence to say, no, I don't actually need a special ID from the ADA to show that I'm disabled. My dog was sitting in a down position below my feet. Sorry. She was sitting in a down position below my feet, and she was sitting in a down position below my feet, and we were waiting for the Uber. She wasn't jumping on me. She didn't stink. She, you also know that every part of when you're waiting for the Uber, that's, part of the presentation, right, of you as a team. So, so there was really no reason for this driver to turn us down. But then the next driver, after, she understands, my dog understands emotionally when people are rejecting her. So that was interesting that she understood that much. And then by the time our next Uber driver came, then she tucked in underneath my feet more, which was so sweet. And then she was so good the whole time, she gets when people are talking about her or when this is about her. And then she doesn't like that, so she adjusts her behavior accordingly. It's really fantastic to watch. To watch that she can learn, the environment can teach her versus it's all you sculpting and shaping her. It's all the clicker. It really gives our dogs more credit than I've seen people give their dogs credit for. Our dogs are super emotionally intelligent, and that's why they're able to do this work for us. But they can deaden if you don't give them challenges. They can deaden if you don't take them out all day. Just like I can deaden to the sensitivities of dogs crying who are chained up indoors all day because I can't really do anything about it. So I have to just focus on my relationship with my dog. And a lot of this dysregulation happened too because I fell and sprained my finger, and I was on the sidewalk, but my dog was about to cross the street to get help, and then she can't, she wouldn't be able to make it. The cars would probably stop, but and then when she came back to me laying down on the ground, she was really not looking at me, and really didn't stop. She didn't lick my face. She pretty much was really distant for the whole time. So it's really a psychological scenario that the dog is running. It's so much faster than having your own children. And it's great practice for you to be able to reflect your parenting ability so that you can heal. The goal is to reflect and heal. So what was happening was anxious avoidant attachment. She was avoiding me for the whole last hour, and didn't come up to me while I was injured, and that really broke my heart. And that heartbreak, along with the physical injury, caused my dysregulation. So there's something to do with physical and emotional that causes an even worse physical dysregulation. This happened last year for about a month. Where I feel confident. I can drive a car. It's really weird, but I don't want to do major things. But driving a car, I barely do that. Like, I got dog food for her once, and then yesterday she got me to take her out. Like, she needs to go out and exercise. It's really... So her task is to get me to do that task for her. And, like, I used to roller skate around, but, like, I have zombie energy right now, so I drive in the car, and then I park at the park, and I let her go. And I'm still training her, though. She still has to come when I whistle, and then when I see other dogs, she still has to sit. So you still have to run your alpha program at all times, and I'm still training her on how to be nice to the kitten, and how to, like, that whole thing has been running for 2 weeks now, because at first the kitten was prey and was a toy, and now I've gotten Satori to understand how to be nice, how to be calm, how to be gentle, how to leave the kitten to do its own thing. It's a little boy. It's probably about 4 weeks, and he's a fighter. And to share. So she's learned how to share, how to discern between teacher, mentor, big sister, onesan, to predator, fighter, someone who has to stick up for herself. In a dog park, like, if you really, really look at the behavior, like, use your dog to get in touch with your primal, because it's through your primal that's the alpha leader. But even I'm, like, exhausted all the time, I can't really run her, I can still take her to the park. I mean, like, this is what pet people do only to their dogs when they go to work all day. And then when they're in the dog park, they fucking play with their phones in a chair. And so I don't like to see other people's behavior of, like, the way that they parent their dogs, because I get too judgmental. And I try to just focus on my dog, because then the chances of interacting with a dog parent that I may not agree with is quite high. But we've learned it's not just socialization. Dog parks and public access is not just socialization for the dog, but it's socialization for you as the handler, as the disabled person, to be able to advocate for you and your dog with confidence. And the Uber driver, I filed a complaint and I got my money back, because I've worked on, these lines, understanding the law. I've worked on my end. I've worked on our end of understanding public access rights. I've done my research and worked on my end to ride a plane with my service dog and my pet kitty. I did break the law in the beginning, and I put my dog in a shopping cart because I didn't know any better, but it was new to me at that time. But that whole thing is a journey as well. And so the next time that someone, like, someone's dog was barking at my dog the whole time I was at a store, and they didn't take their dog out of the store. We were just avoiding their dog the whole time, like, basically walking really fast away, but then they found us, basically. And then the dog was, like, trying to smell my dog again, and then the owner was like, oh, he just wants to smell your dog. That's all that's about. Like, totally thinking we're at a park, and it's totally cool for our dogs to smell and play at a public place, And I didn't say anything, I was, like, frozen. It made me freeze. So what makes me freeze is confrontation that I don't have the preparation for. So I didn't have the preparation for that. I've never had a dog bark or try to approach my dog in a public access space. So me and Satori, we know that, we already know, because I've trained her for 10 months now, that we don't play in stores, you know, and we don't bark in stores either. We don't jump on people in stores. All of this stuff that I've worked really hard on training her. So I guess you feel that, like, other people, when they do that and they bring their untrained dogs in stores, like, are gonna ruin your training. They're gonna wash your dog immediately just by barking at your dog. But that's also a dramatization, right? It has happened if the dog were to attack your dog, but have more confidence in you and your dog. You can handle it. There's better ways to handle it, you know, if avoidance doesn't work. But all kinds of tests exist to test you as a service dog handler and team. Because I am roller skating around and we've already had confrontations with dogs and dog parents, I feel like super confident that my dog can handle all kinds of confrontational behaviors better than me. And because I know that she has even chased down chicks and put a baby chick in its mouth and let it go. Like, she has the ability. She's won fights with stray dogs. I know her fighting ability, you know, like, she has discernment. She's not a wimp at all. She teaches me how to be strong, like, in times like this where I could, like, it's a form of depression. It's kind of a catatonia. It's like, I can do this stuff, but I'm not leaving. I'm not working. You get stuff like this, like a pay or quit notice. You could get evicted. Like, this is how you know that you're disabled, because it's like you are stopping, your disability is stopping you from doing daily functions. But I know how to take care of myself, and that I'm not able to do. I can't even deliver groceries right now. I'm not doing very much. I'm trying to get to Seattle by subletting my place, but even answering sublet ads are exhausting. Alright, so that's our update. And so this is the task. It's a dual task for both you and your dog. Your dog reflects your training. Your dog reflects your loving. Your dog reflects your ability to do the work on them. Sort of like a haircut, right? It's both, you can see the results of the work in both the person doing the haircut and the person with the hair. It's twofold. Can I tell the person at Costco, can I say this speech and bring this diagram with me to Costco? I don't know. I want to practice. I want to practice my speech. Everything that is successful in life, you have to practice. But I don't have the energy to go to stores yet. But I do want to practice like this. What is the task that your dog does for your disability? My dog's task is to reflect obedience and service dog training, which keeps my brain regulated and online. Something to that effect. Okay. Sign out for now.